Hello fellow investors. In this video I wanted to discuss Suncor's third quarter 2022 financials results call. I wanted to go over some of the key points that I thought were most important from the investors' standpoint of view that were discussed during the call. Point number one from the discussion is that Suncor is divesting from its non-core assets. For example, it sold its wind turbine assets for $730 million. It is also in this process of sale of Norway investments, and it is selling its UK investments, which is great. It's making the company more lean and mean and focused on its core activities, which the company knows how to do and has more control of. Simultaneously, Suncor increased its investment in the Fort Hill project by 21% by using the proceeds from the sale, which is again great. Point number two is of management of Fort Hill's project. The management discussed that over the next 2 quarters they don't expect any great results from the project, and however that they have great plans for Fort Hill management investments over the next couple of years. Perhaps the most interesting point is the dividend buybacks. Depending on commodity prices, we expect to increase our allocation to share buybacks to 75% by the end of Q1 2023. So that's quite interesting and important. We set out a capital allocation. We are 50-50 between buybacks and the debt reduction. We expect to move to 75-25 pretty quickly in the next few months, as I laid out. So at present, the cash flow allocation, free cash flow allocation is 50-50 between the debt reduction and share buybacks and dividends. However, again, by the end of Q1 2023, that percentage is going to or may increase depending on the oil prices to 75% going to dividends and share buybacks, and only 25% going to debt reduction. Again, if you go through my previous reviews of Suncor, the debt level on Suncor is very low, so it's it's very low and very manageable. So Suncor could easily allocate even less than 25%, 0% to debt repayment and be quite healthy. Again, the main question is what's going to happen to oil prices. Regarding oil prices and refining, Chris Smith, the CEO of the company, mentioned, I'd expect as we go into 2023, the macro environment for refining is going to continue to be quite strong for us. That's not the first company that I am following that in the oil and gas sector that has mentioned that the macro environment is quite positive for them. Yes, the US, well, North American and European economies may enter severe recessions, and this may affect oil prices, but simultaneously there is obvious shortage of oil and underinvestment in the oil sector. Plus, Russia is currently shooting itself in its not one leg but both legs, I suppose, and we can expect lower oil supply from Russia as well. So yes, macro environment is potentially very positive for oil and gas companies. The next question was regarding mergers and acquisitions, and apparently the company is not planning to do any mergers and acquisitions. I believe they mentioned at least 2 times in their meeting, and that's great in my opinion, because all these mergers and acquisitions, they create more unnecessary costs and more uncertainty for the investors. So the company is just becoming more lean and mean. That's great. Cost reductions. The company also discussed their plans to work on cost reductions in 2023-24. Now, cost reductions, we're expecting more of that program to be playing out in 2023-24. Obviously, we have inflation headwinds that we're going to need to work through. Well, that's kind of inflation is, I think, obvious to everyone at this point. In the mining sector, it's even more pronounced. The last point that I wanted to discuss was that the management also thinks that the company is currently being undervalued. For example, the management said, so when I look at the value of our stock, it's significantly undervalued, and our focus is definitely on buying stock back, which is again great for the current investors, because for us investors, well, the stock is being undervalued and the company is buying more of the undervalued stock at lower prices, increasing the intrinsic value of the present investors. That's absolutely phenomenal, and well, hopefully the oil prices will stay up. So that was my review of the Suncor's third quarter financial call. If you liked it, subscribe, or if you want to see valuations videos on Suncor or any other companies, well, review my videos. Cheers, goodbye.